I'm Nathan Judah. That is Wolverhampton Wanderers reporter. It is Mr. Liam Keane. Liam, people say Christmas Day was yesterday. Christmas Day was the 22nd of December away at Leicester, and it was the 26th of December home against Manchester United. Vitor Pereira, what a difference a week makes. Played 2, won 2. Wolves are out of the relegation zone. It cannot be much better, can it?
Video done, mate.
It's insane.
Video done.
Insane.
Back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets.
Oh, it's like the Home Alone.
Oh, he's tried. I didn't put any effort.
No, zero effort.
Don't need to.
These guys put in the effort today. By the way,
did.
to a man, they were excellent.
Yeah. There's not a single player I could pick out, similar with Leicester, that you can fault for having a poor performance. At worst, there were consistent 7 out of 10s in this game. There were obviously players that went above that. Wolves deserve to win this. Now, similar to Leicester, United fans are going to love this. United are rubbish. I mean, they're bad.
I think they're 14th tonight, and they are a bottom 6 or bottom 7 side.
They're poor.
Awful.
But that doesn't take away from the fact that Wolves deserve to win the game. Wolves were.
There's a National Man United journalist who just looked in disgust at that comment. They're terrible.
Well, they are terrible. I didn't even say. You'll have to point it out to me.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, it's fuming. Terrible. Awful.
They are shocking. I hope United fans pick up on this.
It's fine.
So
and they think the same, mate.
Yeah, that's fair. At the same time, you can't take away from the fact that Wolves were the better side. That Wolves were composed, were organised, were full of fight, were full of quality going forward. Now, there were times in the first half that wasn't a great watch.
No, of course.
That was mainly due to the fact that Wolves probably didn't take a few chances. It was a little bit. Maybe there's a couple of lulls in the game at times. But Wolves had control over the game. That's the biggest compliment I can pay this side. A side that only a few weeks ago looked down and out, in complete disarray, disorder, lack of composure, mistakes. A player like, and I'll pick someone out who, not because I picked him in the beginning of the season as my potential player of the season, mistakenly. Toti Gomez was fantastic today, I thought. Now, again, there's a couple moments where he does slip up a couple of times. There is a rick in him at times. But aerially and with the ball on the floor, I thought he was fantastic. Looked after the ball really nicely, defended everything, got his head on everything. And you need players like that making massive strides and massive improvements for Wolves to get out of this mess. And at the moment, they're doing exactly that.
Look, people will say that the Bruno Fernandes red card was the turning point in the game. I mean, really, we said in the first half and the beginning of the second half, Wolves were in control. They were the one who were most likely to score, regardless of the sending off or not. But of course, 11 versus 10, Vitor Pereira's first home game in charge against a side who, like you say, are just so out of form in Manchester United and lacking confidence. I mean, two sides really, but that Leicester City game was absolutely huge. That was the chance, wasn't it, that they needed to go in and show their domination. Now, it's one thing doing that. You see a lot of 11 versus 10 and teams cannot break them down. They go behind the ball. But Wolves broke Manchester United down superbly. Of course, the corner started things off.
Yes.
And, I mean, Onana was not a particularly happy man. But you look at Guedes, who was in the box, who, again, by the way, I thought he was excellent today. Off the ball as much as on it. His work rate was the best I've seen it, which is brilliant. But he puts his hands up, so there's nothing when VAR have to have a look at it. There's no foul there. He goes straight in. I mean, he's going to be a huge miss as and when. I mean, let's hope it's in another 3 or 4 months' time. But we know it's going to be coming that ban.
Yes,
but
most likely.
A fantastic goal, and then for me, a pivotal point to finish this game off, that he was unselfish in getting Hwang Hee-chan, who's going to be, I think, still very, very important for Wolves going this season. Again, the first substitute to be used today by Pereira to square it off to him. He could quite easily have shot. That will give someone who we know is a confidence player in Hwang Hee-chan massive encouragement going into Spurs away.
100%. Yes, Wolves were fortuitous in some respect because Fernandes gets himself foolishly sent off. I mean, and it is it's a second yellow without doubt. There's an argument that it could be worse than that. So that was fortuitous to some degree, but you take what
absolutely,
the way that the goal goes in from Cunha, again, fortuitous to some degree, but Wolves earned it. Wolves deserved it.
He's been taking corners consistently this season, hasn't he?
And I tell you what, that was a fantastic
brilliant corner.
And
saw Son do the same recently.
Who we know is a flapper. We know will make mistakes. You're not a fan of him at all.
I think he's absolutely dreadful.
We know that's the kind of corner you put on a goalkeeper like that. No disrespect to Jose Sarr, he's been that kind of goalkeeper at times in the past. Again, thought he was fantastic today, by the way.
Looks a different player again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the moment. Slightly fortuitous, but Wolves earned it. Wolves deserved it. And as you say there, that moment. So Tommy Doyle wins the ball brilliantly. I know United are trying to get back into the game, but leaving one defender on 2 forwards. And by the way, Martinez is nowhere near Cunha as well. Seems seems a strange decision.
Sure.
Goes beyond him, and he's got the quality. We know he could score that himself.
Of course he can.
But he sets a player up that we've been backing.
Yeah.
We know how important and how good Hwang Hee-chan can be. He's been bang out of form and bang out of confidence. But that's going to do him the world of good.
In front of these fans as well, who've been on his back at times.
Exactly, yeah. He finished it, took Wolves over the line, a deserved 2-0 win, and another clean sheet, which is massively important. And Wolves are looking really, really strong going into some next games. It's amazing what a couple of weeks can do.
Talk about new manager bounce, but this is far beyond what anyone would have ever thought when they made the decision to bring Vitor Pereira in.
No, absolutely. And yes, the players have to shoulder some responsibility for how poor that run was under Gary O'Neill, without a doubt. But he's been able to come in and change some of the basics. Wolves are far more composed, they're far more organised, they're better from set pieces. They'll concede goals and they'll lose games this season under Vitor Pereira. Of course they will. But they look so much stronger and confident. And confidence is a massive word in this particular instance, and he spoke about that a lot in his unveiling press conference. They look so much more composed, organised and confident. And eventually, when you get those kind of characteristics back, the basics seem so simple, don't they? And Wolves are doing the basics really well, and that's the bare minimum you need, and you can get results.
They just look organised on the pitch,
Yeah.
and they have not looked organised this season. I just wonder whether Gary O'Neill tried to do too many things and was almost too clever. And Pereira's only had a short time to work with these players, but it looks like he stripped it down, made it simple, showed the ability. These are not bad footballers, these are very good footballers. But it's easy to say you're too good to go down, you're not too good to go down. But it looks like they're doing the simple things well, and then they can work on it. And maybe it was too quick with Gary O'Neill, but they're playing for this manager, they're ready to go, and out the bottom three tonight, and a Leicester playing in a little bit against Liverpool, but they'll get beat. So it's just a fantastic.
I hope that doesn't come out to bite you now.
It's a fantastic start to Pereira, and they go to Spurs now. Buoyant, really, and the Spurs team again. We looked at these fixtures. Now we said, okay, well, the difficult fixtures start at home against Manchester United, but you think, well, home against Manchester United is a winnable game. Away at Spurs is a winnable game. They're now going for 3 wins on the bounce, which is a fantastic start to Pereira, and the fans are behind them as well, which is huge.
Yeah.
I know there's issues with Jeff Shea. I know there's issues with the fan base. You can understand it, but on the pitch and around, what these fans and what these players will need is fans to be behind them, and it looks like they are.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to galvanise this team.
And after beating Leicester, we thought this had the potential to be a bit of a special night, didn't we? I don't want to be the person to say it, but before kick-off, I did predict 2-0. Speaking to a Sky Sports colleague, I did predict 2-0. Not boasting. Stop. He doesn't know who you are. And there's one thing I think is really important to pick out, with the fans being a massive part of this. The fans were fantastic today, and they're going to need to be to get behind this team. But there's a lot of togetherness there. Now I know results are going to help that, but it had the potential to be a special night here tonight, and it feels just like that. A real special festive fixture, for the words out. And we've seen the players, the fans, the staff, everyone come together when that second goal goes in, and it felt like a big moment. This team's on an upwards trajectory. They just have to continue that momentum.
Vitor Pereira now doing an interview and shaking the hands with the Premier League TV. Mikey Burrows broadcasting live as well. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Manchester United 0 for the post-match reaction. Make sure you log on to Express and Star, find it on Wolves TV, find it on Premier League. You're going to hear it. That's Amazon.
Yeah, it's Amazon. Don't worry about it.
.com